This is Mrs. Alexander, and this video shows you how to complete your first assignment, Activity 111, A Mysterious Death, for Project Lead the Way. If you haven't done so already, make sure you have opened this assignment from the Project Lead the Way canvas and have downloaded and saved it to your flash drive. To do that, you need to be in the dashboard for Project Lead the Way, and you need to select Biomed. That'll bring you to the courses home screen. This is where we start off for every assignment. Find the assignment under Modules or Assignments, and you're going to click on it, Activity 1-1A, A Mysterious Death. That's going to bring you to the main page. The main page of the assignment has an Assignment tab and a Resource tab. You get in the habit every time you go to the Assignment tab, read through the introduction and go down to the conclusion questions and take a look at the rubric. The rubric says that you're going to get 10 points for this assignment for highlighting important info in the intro and creating a concept map with only 5 bubbles, arrows, descriptions. Now what I'd like you to do is click the Resources tab. If you already have the Word document downloaded onto your flash drive, then you can skip this step, but for most of you this is the first time you're opening an assignment. You can find the assignment under the Resource tab. The Resource tab has the Word document that you need to download and save. Notice it says 1-1A, A Mysterious Death. Afterwards it has my initials, CA. You're going to click on it, and when you click on it, it's going to download it and drop it right down here to the bottom of your screen. You're going to click on that little Word doc to open it up. And it's going to open the Word doc open for you. It's going to look like this. After you open the Word document for the first time, notice in the heading it still has my initials, CA. You need to save this file as your own. And to do that, you're going to go to the bubble that looks like the Microsoft Word icon or File, and you're going to Save As. Click the Save As button, and it's going to allow you to choose where you want to save it to. So you're going to get something like this that pops up. Look underneath on the left-hand side where it says Computer. When you click Computer, it's going to give you options. Notice under Local Disk has a flash drive option. That's only if you have a flash drive currently saved into the computer. If you're not using a flash drive because you don't have it yet, then save it under your work area, which will be your last name. For those of you with a flash drive, this would be a great time that instead of just leaving it saying flash or USB, you can right-click on that and you can rename it to whatever you'd like to rename your flash drive as. After you're done typing in what you want to name it, press Enter. Notice mine's named PBS 2017. Now that you've renamed that folder, you can click on it and it'll take you to whatever's currently in there. Right now I have 2 folders in there. This may be a brand new flash drive for you, or it may be a flash drive you've used in the past. It's a great idea to right click on this blank space and create a new folder, and make that folder say something like your name, or if found, return to your name with your phone number. Or maybe you want to make a folder that says like Unit 1, Principles of Biomed, or just a folder that says Biomed, so that way you can find your stuff easier. When it's time to save, before you press the Save button, you want to go in here and you want to backspace out of my initials, and you want to put your initials instead. That ensures that when it's time to submit this assignment for points, you're not giving me the blank original copy you downloaded, you're giving me your copy. So you should only have to save as one time, as long as you use your initials, and then press Save. Once you've pressed Save As, notice at the top of your Word document, it will change the initials CA to whatever you just named your initials as. Now, from now on, any changes you make to the document, you can just press the Save button, File Save. You don't have to use Save As. Save As is the first time you save a document as your own. So that brings us to how to actually do this first assignment. Every assignment will have an introduction, and most of them will ask you to read through it and highlight important information. Notice I've highlighted previous morning and walking her dog around 6:30 a.m. How I got that to highlight, just in case you don't know how to use the highlighting button, you do the following. You click on what you want to be highlighted. 73 degrees inside house. You drag your mouse over to how much you want highlighted, which isn't going to be the entire sentence. I just want little blurts, important facts from the intro. Then you're going to go up here to the top where it has ABC text highlight color. You can choose what color you'd like to highlight it as, or you can just use the general yellow. Click it, and it now highlights what you need to be highlighted. Let's say you want to unhighlight that. Go back through, select it, go up here to no color, and that'll remove the highlighter. There's other ways to do that as well, but that's just the easiest way for me to show you. Take a minute, go through and highlight the important facts that we talked about the first couple days of class. You can pause the video while you do that. Alright, now I'd like to show you part 1 and part 2. Part 1 of this activity is going to be to organize our materials. In class, you should have gotten a binder, organized it with me. We also set up an online e-portfolio together. So we've already used this link to set up our e-portfolio. Next, part 2. So you've received 5 points for highlighting that important info. Now let's work on our concept map. Note, there's a big concept map underneath number 2. It's got a lot of information in it. Any of the information found in this concept map is fair game to be used on a test or a quiz, so make sure you read through it. Like, what are the 5 things you do when you process a crime scene? You sketch, you collect evidence, you interview people, you examine the scene, and you take photographs. Those 5 things are super important. And then if you read what goes on, so photographs should be close up, and they should be used with a ruler to show scale. You need to read through and study this on your own, and that information is going to be tested. For this activity, though, I want to make sure that you understand how to use the tools of Microsoft Word to create a concept map. There are a lot of awesome concept map tools out there, but we're going to use Word so much in this class for doing our assignments that I want to make sure everybody basically knows how to copy an image from the internet, paste it into Word, set the properties in the picture so that you can move it, shrink it, rotate it, know how to insert things like a text box and arrows. So that's what I'd like to walk you through. Scroll down to the space underneath number 4. You are going to create your own concept map below. Not just whatever you want. What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to take the 5 bubbles connected to the processing a crime scene. So I'd like you to make your own picture for processing a crime scene, one for sketch, collecting evidence, interviewing, examining, and photographing. So start by going to Internet Explorer or Google Chrome and typing in what you want to look up. So type the words processing a crime scene and find an image. So open Google or Internet Explorer and come up here to the top or to the search engine and type processing a crime scene. You'll get some options. It'll bring up anything about processing a crime scene under all, or images or videos. So we want an image, so let's click image. Now you can choose any of these images. Whatever image represents processing a crime scene to you is the one I want you to use. So let's say this one right here represents processing a crime scene. I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to get these choices. Most of the time copy image works. Sometimes you have to save the image as. So let's try copy image. We're going to click it. It doesn't look like anything happened, but most likely it's copied onto your clipboard. Now go into your Word, Microsoft Word document, and I want you to paste that picture under number 4. So you have just looked up a picture for processing a crime scene, which is the middle of the concept map. I want you to create the middle of that concept map right here. So click somewhere, right click, and paste. Notice nothing happened. I might need to use the other paste option. Notice nothing happened. Usually the image appears, but sometimes there are copyright preferences on that picture and you actually have to save it before you're allowed to paste it. If it pasted for you just fine, great, go with it, and I'll show you the next step in a minute. If not, go back to the picture you wanted originally, right click on it again and use Save As. Where are you going to save it as? You're going to save it onto your flash drive or your computer. So choose your flash drive by clicking Computer and your flash drive. Name it something, because usually it's some weird name, so I'm going to write CP for Crime Processing PIC. I'm going to save that. Now go back into your Word document, right click, go up to the top where it says Insert. There's a tab that says Insert. Insert lets you insert things like tables, pictures, shapes. So insert picture and then choose it from your flash drive again. There it was on my flash drive, and insert. Now it inserted a picture for me. Pretty simple. Would have been a lot easier if it just pasted. Most of your guys' computers will do that. Now, I want that to be smaller and in the middle of my screen, but when I try to move it, it doesn't do what I want it to do. So this is where the feature setting the image behind your text comes into play. To move an image, you're going to right-click on the middle of the image. It gives you these options, copy, paste. You want to go down to Wrap Text. Wrap Text. You want to wrap this text, even though it's a picture, behind the text. Click it. And what that does is now lets you move it wherever you want to move it. It lets you minimize it or shrink it. It lets you rotate it. It lets you work with the picture however you want to work with it. So I'm going to put it in the middle. So I've got a picture to represent this. Now I need 4 arrows. To insert arrows, I'm going to press insert button again, but I'm going to choose shapes this time instead of pictures. Now I'm going to choose this arrow right here. And I'm going to draw an arrow up. I'm going to shrink that arrow a little bit. There we go. Let's see, I need 1 up and then 2 down. Insert again. Shapes. I need 1 down this way. Do it again. I need 4 arrows. Do another one. 2 more to go. Now that I've got my 4 arrows, I'm going to go ahead and, I guess that's 5 arrows, I'm going to go ahead and find pictures for my 5 other bubbles. Again, those 5 other bubbles are collect evidence, the orange one, interview, blue, examine, green, photograph, purple, sketch, pink. So go to the internet and find pictures that represent those and use the skills that I just showed you and put them above each arrow using the text wrapping feature, shrinking it. When you're done, you need to come up here to File, Save. You've already saved as once, so you're going to save. And that's going to save any changes that you just previously made. When you're completely done with this assignment, make sure that you've gone back into your laboratory notebook and you've answered the conclusion questions for the activity. Before you pull your flash drive out of the computer, it's very important that you use the eject feature. Let's say I have a flash drive in and I just yank it out because I'm done, and this Word document is currently still up, maybe in the background of my documents. It's going to corrupt that file and not save. So make sure you've saved this file. Then come up here to the top and exit out of it. You should see the bottom right-hand corner of your screen where there's your time, your volume, your internet access, your computer power. Come over here to this little up arrow that says Show Hidden Icons. This is how you eject your flash drive. Go to little up arrow, click it, and find the one that has a little green question mark, or it looks like maybe a little USB port, and it says Safely Remove Hardware and Eject. Click it, and it's going to give you options. It's going to say that I can eject this thing or my Cruiser Glide. Notice it says PBS 2017. That's why I wanted you to rename it so that you knew which one you're ejecting every day. When you're ready to eject, click it, and it's going to say Safe to remove this file. Oh, actually it says you're currently using your device. This is why it's important to eject, because sometimes you still have something open in the background, and if you try to pull it out, it'll corrupt it. So let's go and close out of whatever I have in the background. Let's find it. So I've closed out of all my windows, and now I can come down here to eject my Cruiser again. Now notice it says safe to remove your hardware. So now it's safe to pull my flash drive out of my computer. Last but not least, I'm going to show you how to submit your assignment. Alright, notice there's no Submit button under the Resources tab. To submit assignments, you must click on the Assignment tab. Under the Assignment tab, you'll see a blue icon that says Submit. Go ahead and press that blue Submit button. Once you hit the Submit button, it's going to ask you to choose a file from your flash drive. Click Choose a File, and then find it on your flash drive. So go to your computer, find your flash drive, and pick the assignment that has your initials afterwards.